You know that feeling, right? That sudden, overwhelming need to just be alone. But is that feeling just who you are, or is it a deep-seated fear, or maybe something else entirely? Well, in this explainer, we're going to decode it.
It's so true, isn't it? You're out, you're having a good time, and then boom, you hit a wall. You're just done. You need to get out of there and recharge. It feels like a universal experience, but the reason why that battery drains so fast can be worlds apart from person to person. You know, from the outside, all three of these can look exactly the same. It's the person who cancels plans, leaves the party early, or just seems to prefer their own company. But what's going on inside their head? The psychological reality is completely different. And figuring this out isn't just about sticking labels on people, it's about really understanding ourselves so we can live a whole lot better.
All right, first up, let's talk about introversion. And I want to get one thing straight right off the bat. Being an introvert is not a problem that needs to be fixed. It's not a flaw. Think of it more like a different operating system for your brain.
So, at its very core, this is all about brain chemistry. An introvert's brain isn't really wired for that big dopamine rush you get from lots of social stuff. Instead, it thrives on quiet, meaningful connections and gets overwhelmed really easily by too much noise and chatter. It's just how they're built.
And this right here is the key. For an introvert, being alone isn't a negative thing. It's a huge positive. It feels like coming home, you know? It's how they get their energy back. They can enjoy socializing for sure, but it costs them energy. It's an expense that has to be balanced out with that quiet time. Okay, so now let's shift gears and look at something totally different. Social avoidance. This isn't a personality trait like introversion. This is a learned protective shield. You can think of it as a wound.
What's happening here is the brain has learned to treat social situations like a threat. The amygdala, that's your brain's little alarm system, just goes into total overdrive. It's not that the person doesn't want to connect with people, it's that their brain is screaming danger, risk, because of stuff that's happened in the past, like being harshly criticized or rejected.
And this really shows you the internal battle that's going on. There's this genuine, deep desire to connect with others, but the fear of being judged is just paralyzing. So skipping a party brings this huge wave of relief, but is almost immediately replaced by this crushing loneliness and self-criticism. It's just a really painful cycle of wanting something that you're absolutely terrified of.
And finally, we have to talk about depression. This is probably the most important distinction of all, because this isn't a personality type and it's not a coping mechanism. It is a serious medical condition.
With depression, it's like the brain's core reward systems just go offline. The chemistry is out of balance, and the result is that nothing feels good or interesting anymore. Not socializing, sure, but also not hobbies, not work, not any of the things that used to bring you joy. So, the crucial thing to get here is the sheer weight of it all. Being alone isn't relaxing, and being with people isn't fun. Both just feel heavy and draining. It's not a choice to pull away. It's a profound, deep lack of physical and emotional energy to deal with the world at all.
Okay, so now that we've looked at them one by one, let's put them all side by side. This is where it's all going to click into place. Okay, look at this. Just ask the simple question, how does being alone feel? For the introvert, it's restorative, it's good. For someone with avoidance, it's a temporary relief from anxiety. But with depression, it's just heavy. Or look at this one, do you want to connect? The introvert says, yeah, with the right people. The avoidant person says, yes, so badly. But with depression, often that desire itself just fades away. See? Every single row tells a completely different story.
So let's try a quick test, a little thought experiment. Just take a second and really imagine this scenario. You wake up, you've got a full battery, and there's a person you know you can trust completely, and they want to talk. What's your honest gut reaction to that?
So if your answer is something like, yeah, that sounds great, just not with a huge group, that's probably pointing to introversion. If it's, yes, but oh my gosh, I'd be terrified of saying the wrong thing, that leans more toward avoidance. But if your honest answer is just, no, I don't have the energy, and I really don't see the point, that is a significant sign of depression, and it's something to take very seriously.
Now that we've made those really crucial distinctions, I want to go a little bit deeper into the introvert's world, because out of all three, it's probably the most misunderstood.
I mean, come on, it's the classic stereotype, right? The introvert at the party, looking absolutely miserable while everyone's talking about the weather. But what is it about small talk that is so draining?
It's because small talk is repetitive. It doesn't have any new, meaningful information. And for a brain that is wired to go deep and find meaning, it's not just boring, it's actively understimulating. It's like trying to run a supercomputer on a single, simple, repeating command. The whole system just gets frustrated and wants to shut down.
Okay, but wait a second. If small talk is understimulating, why is a really good, deep conversation, or even just being in a small group, still so incredibly tiring for an introvert?
This is the perfect way to think about it. An introvert's brain isn't just hearing the words you're saying. It's processing your tone, your body language, the emotional subtext, everything all at once, while also trying to formulate its own thoughtful response. It's an incredibly powerful processor, but running all those programs at the same time generates a ton of heat and drains that battery fast.
And this slide right here is so important. We live in a world that's all about external validation, likes, followers, being popular. But an introvert's source of happiness is internal. It's not about being liked by a lot of people, it's about being truly understood by a few. It's about living in a way that feels true to their inner values.
So, if you take only one single thing away from our whole conversation today, please let it be this. This is the core of everything we've talked about. Introversion is a design. Avoidance is a wound. And depression is a medical condition. So what does this all mean for you? Well, it means you've got to honor your design if you're an introvert. Don't force yourself into a box you don't fit in. It means treating avoidance with compassion, understanding that it's a wound that needs safety and time to heal. And most importantly, it means recognizing that depression is an illness, not a character flaw, and that asking for professional help is a true sign of strength.
Look, understanding why your social battery works the way it does is the first giant step. The next step is giving yourself permission to actually live in a way that honors your own unique wiring. Because whether your rhythm is slow and deep, or maybe it's in need of some gentle healing, it's yours. And that is more than okay. I really hope this helps. Thanks for tuning in.